The U.S. Senate race in Kentucky is becoming a bit crowded and confusing.
Bill Bryant sorts out the details in today's Political Notebook.
Good afternoon. More intriguing developments in next year's U.S. Senate race, this time on the Republican side. Secretary of State Trey Grayson says he won't get in unless Senator Jim Bunning gets out of the race, and Bunning insists that he's staying in. But now Grayson is forming an exploratory committee to raise money and look at the race anyway. It comes as some Republican insiders are trying to pressure Bunning to abandon his re-election bid. And Grayson's statement repeated his stance, saying, "I have no plans of running against Senator Bunning." Grayson has hired a polling firm that has previously worked for Senator Mitch McConnell. Stay tuned on this one. As you know, two Democrats are fighting for that party's nomination. Lieutenant Governor Dan Mongiardo, who has Governor Beshear's support, and Attorney General Jack Conway, who's been endorsed by State House Speaker Greg Stumbo and Congressman Ben Chandler. President Obama getting an early chance to alter the makeup of the U.S. Supreme Court. Justice David Souter plans to retire after nearly 20 years on the bench. Souter is 69 and wants to return to his New Hampshire home. The president's choice isn't likely to shift the court much, since Souter usually sided with its liberal wing. Here in Kentucky, Governor Beshear has had a tough week, announcing a $1 billion state government shortfall and dealing with growing concerns about the N1H1 flu. But tomorrow he will be in the spotlight at the Kentucky Derby. That's after he and the First Lady host the governor's breakfast in Frankfort. And they're also coming up with a Derby pick.
I know it'll be a Kentucky bred. I always go with a Kentucky bred. One of them we sort of like is this General Quarters that a former principal in Louisville, it's a one-horse stable. And I think he's about 75 years old, and he won the Bluegrass Stakes out here at Keeneland. And I mean that would really be something if a horse like that won.
The governor is our guest on the Derby Day edition of Kentucky Newsmakers. That will air tomorrow morning at 11 on WKYT and repeat Sunday morning at 10 on CWKYT. The governor will be handing out the trophy to the Derby winner tomorrow evening in the winner's circle. Bill Bryant, WKYT 27 News First.